Welcome back to the Academy, students. Today we're completely dismantling one of the most heavily gatekept, toxic, and misunderstood activities in Warframe, and that is the Eidolon Trilogy. For years, Recruit Chat has forced a rigid copy-pasted narrative down your throat that tell you that if you aren't running a hyper-optimized Volt Prime shield stack, a maximum invested sniper rifle, or an in-game 777 amp, you shouldn't even bother entering the Plains of Eidolon at night. But I'm here to tell you that is absolute slop. Just like we proved in the Profit Taker Masterclass, you don't need to follow a copy-paste meta to the T to achieve in-game dominance. The sheer baseline power available to us in the modern game engine is astronomical. There are times I let you drop my Warframe entirely and let my operator do all of the heavy lifting against the Eidolon weak points. Why limit ourselves to a boring single-dimensional meta when we can expand it? In this guide, we aren't chasing expensive zero-format budget constraints or rigid team compositions. We are prioritizing pure accessibility, practical mechanics, and true theory crafting logic. Let's open up the blueprint. First up, the shield phase. You do not need to spend weeks grinding max rank with Vox Solaris standing just to get a viable amp by taking a basic early game amp such as the 123 amp assemblies and pairing them with modern systems and arcanes. We can achieve identical results by using arcanes like Virtuous Strike, which gives you crit damage, and then Eternal Onslaught, which gives you crit chance. However, it doesn't stop there, folks. It doesn't stop there. Since the new update, you can actually modify and equip mods and special arcanes to even enhance your damage even further, such as the following. Now, this is a overall setup that I use. We are using Omni EV that gives us extra crit chance and crit damage. We have the class Salfor that gives us amp efficiency and fire rate. We have Say Tough that gives us voiceling efficiency. And then we have Umbri Canip, which gives us base damage basically. And then Hayan Dabor that gives us amp multi-shot. Now, this is the most optimal way of trying to min-max your overall damage. The arcane itself, you can use any. I'm using the Unairu. It gives us Warframe maximum, Warframe ammo efficiency, I should say, and it gives us ammo efficiency as well. But there are many others as well. This is what I use. Now, because of how crazy strong operators have gotten over the years, especially now with the newest update, that we can actually modify and add amps, arcanes, whatever, having to run strictly Madurai is not needed at all. You can use any school class that you desire. Me personally, I love to use generic so that I don't struggle with energy passively, or just sometimes Hazarin that to get an extra passive armor for Warframes that heavily or kind of relies on armor, such as Nidus, Unairu, Rhino, or whatever the case might be. When it comes to breaking the limbs or Synovia, forget hyper-specific sniper meta. We are looking at the foundational math of the game engine. Eidolon armor is uniquely weak to radiation damage, giving us a plus 75% multiplier against their alloy plates. But here is the secret theory crafting synergy. We're pairing up radiation with cold damage. Why? Because cold gives us an additional plus 25% damage multiplier against those exact same alloy plates. By distributing both radiation and cold across hard-hitting accessible weapons, we layer our damage math snap limbs instantly without rare or expensive ribbons. And here is um, the math or the sum of how it works on screen. Now, let's talk about the logistics, because managing your lures in Vomvalyst is where most beginner squads completely fall apart. Keep this exact scouting map open on a secondary monitor. The moment you exit the city's gates, your first stop is the Twin Horns, which is on the left side, right here on screen, and you're gonna hop into your Arcane, and then you're gonna go and look for Vomvalyst, and also there's usually a Eidolon lure that spawns, which is this one. You wanna kill it real quick, you hack it, and then usually there's gonna be a Vomvalyst or two that usually spawns over here. And here they are. Oh no, wait, those are the cats. My bad. Here they are. There's usually like two that spawns. And we're gonna charge up the lure like so. And then your next primary farming circuit is going to be on the shore of the Gara Tot Lake. It is the big lake in the game, which is right here. This is also another spot where a bunch of Vomvalysts do spawn. And if you're curious to know where the lure spawn, well, so usually I just fly around the lake here, around the sides. And usually there's like a couple of lures that spawn like so. And as you can see, we have successfully charged one lure, but in order to capture or fight the first Eidolon, you need to get two lures fully charged. So, here's another tip as well. If the open world RNG fails you, do not panic. If you head straight towards an active Eidolon, usually there's going to be a few other Vomvalyst that spawns as well, but I'm using the code of Babonico to destroy the crystals to give you an idea. Now, once a limb snaps, the Eidolon will unleash a massive multi-wave magnetic energy scream, like you've seen on screen right now. If you just set that this wave will completely wipe out your entire Warframe's energy pool, leaving you stranded for the next phase. The meta-slop solution tells you to spam expensive energy pads like so, and use specific or supportive Warframes to, well, negate the whole system. But the academic solution is much simpler and costs absolutely nothing. Option 1. Slot an Arcane Nullify on your Warframe for a flat 100% chance to resist magnetic status effects entirely. Option B I should say rather, use KDriveTrick, like so. Hop onto KDrive, because KDrives count as an entirely separate vehicle entity in the engine. Your Warframe energy pool completely shielded from the next wave. No energy lost, no resource wasted, just smooth, fluid execution. Now, let's tie everything we've learned into this definitive step-by-step loop. You'll repeat with the Teralyst, Gantulyst, and Hydrolyst. Step 1. Grab your lures from the single nearest camp and charge at least one immediately using your Vomvalyst spawn map locations that we have discussed. Here's the first lure. Let's quickly get rid of these shields real quick. And when he screams, you just hop into KDrive and nothing will happen to you. Nothing at all. This is like Revenant's Misma shield. Nothing will happen to you whatsoever at spawn. Okay, now what we can do now is we can see we have 3 charged already, so we can just kill or capture the Eidolon like so. Now what's going to happen is it's going to take 2 of the charged lures, and then we're going to have 1 that's already charged. And you can repeat this essentially over and over and over again. And as I've said multiple times, you can use any Warframe, anything else. If you use someone like Vault, then of course you're going to do it much faster than a Rhino would ever. And the thing is, when it comes to Eidolon hunting in 2026, is that not a lot of people do it to see how fast they can do it, not at all. The reason why people still do Eidolon hunting is to get better amp parts, arcanes, or whatever the case might be. And it's not a competition, it's a PvE game, so that is my humble opinion when it comes to Eidolon hunting in the big 2026. And now what I'll do is I will charge up my thing and I'll kill the Gantulyst, like so. And there's going to be a bunch of Vomvalyst spawning, whatever have you, so it's not an issue. And then we capture it, we pick up all of the goodies that dropped from the Gantulyst. And now the next step is to get 2 more lures real quick. We put in our shard. And then you'll see the next one will spawn in. But I'm going to show you something very, very cool. You can kind of force spawn it a little bit faster. If you didn't know. If you shoot it at his weak point, you can actually make him force spawn a little bit faster. Like so. And since this is the 3rd person that you fight in the Teralyst, it's gonna spawn in more Vomvalyst much frequently, and you won't be having any issues when it comes to charging up the lures in general as a whole. Now the next thing that we do is we charge up our operator thingy, we shoot, and we score. That is it. That is Eidolon hunting for you in 2026. That, students, is how you conquer Eidolon Trilogy through pure mechanical understanding rather than copy-pasted gear checks. When you master the underlying math of the game engine, the meta becomes whatever you want it to be. Take this map, load up your configs, show recruit chat how a true theory crafter handles the plains. If you found value in this guide, make sure to drop a comment below letting me know which specific in-game systems or weapons you want covered next in the academy. Join our Discord to chat with the clan, stay up to date, and sync with fellow students. Class is officially dismissed for recess. Go get your arcanes, and I'll see you in the next video.